recorded live.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to FinancialFreedomRadio.com. We do have a .com now. Before we used to have .info. If you can get there both places, but FinancialFreedomRadio.com works, and so does FinancialFreedomRadio.info. That takes you to the website where you can listen or you can download the other recordings. We have a ton of them. We've been doing these things since 2007. If you want to call into this show, you can call in at 724-444-7444. That's a lot of fours. And the ID number is 18934, and then press pound. My name is Raymond Jewell, and I'm going to be your host for the next 15 or 20 minutes. And we have Casey Jones here, our engineer. He keeps us on track, makes sure that everything's running smoothly. You can't hear him, but I can, and sometimes that's not a good thing. We are on iTunes. If you want to go to iTunes and download, you can listen to the show by downloading from iTunes. And I'm not an Android guy, but I think if you go to the Google thing, it works too. Our mantra, our mission statement is the mind that opens to a new idea never comes back to its original size. Albert Einstein said it. I think it's magnificent because our goal here is to give you enough information just to expand your mind so that you're different from when you started listening to the call. The mind that opens to a new idea never goes back to its original size. And that's what we're going to do. And right now, we're talking about network marketing and customer centricity in network marketing. You know, my background is economics, and I like to look for ways to expand revenue, to create multiple streams of revenue. And ever since 2008, the market went down, choices are limited. People's resources. Before 2008, people would take a loan on their house. They would borrow money in a bank to get their idea going. They weren't afraid. It seems like after 2008, entrepreneurism has taken a kick in the pants. So there's not that many choices because a lot of equity in people's homes was eaten up. And the banks tightened up, so they're not going to give money on ideas anymore. So the resources have dried up. The only place, it seems, that you can really exercise the entrepreneurial spirit is in network marketing or to create a company and sell information online. So with that being said, network marketing has become more acceptable over the years as a good business model. The old whispering around the corner that you're in network marketing doesn't really apply anymore because people are open to it. They understand that it can generate revenue. Some make a lot, some make a little, some don't make any. It depends on the effort you put into it. But it could generate anywhere from a couple $100 a month, 500,000, several thousand, depending on how hard you work it. It seems, though, recently the FTC has gotten involved in this model. Now, the government only sees stuff when it gets really big and people start screaming about it. So obviously network marketing is expanding and getting the attention of the government. The government is now looking at network marketing to make sure that these companies have a balance between customers and distributors. They just recently created an overhaul with Vima. It's a nutritional company where they had more distributors than they had customers. Customer centricity is going to be a wave of the future, and the FTC has created a new age in network marketing, in my opinion. So when you want to see a company, when you want to find a company that will give you good longevity, you want to find a customer-centric company. Now they're out there. It's not like they're hiding. They're out there, but they are hiding. You got to dig a little bit. But this is what you want to look for. We're going to talk about this because one of my concerns with people today is having the wherewithal to generate additional revenue. Even retirees are working still to generate additional revenue, whether it's part-time, 3/4 time, a quarter time. They're generating a little bit of money every month to take the sting out of their income because the retirement incomes are retracting. People are starting to live longer and they're outliving their wealth. Consequently, they need to substitute it somewhere. They need to supplement it. And this is one of the ways they do it. So when you look for a customer-centric business model, you want to make sure that the focus is on the customer. The past models were distributor-centric. And the companies would teach folks to go out and get distributors. And then they would make sure that the effort to get distributors was duplicatable. Because if you remember, and if you've had any interaction with network marketing before, you got paid the lion's share of the income on bringing in the distributor. That's no longer the case. It can't be set up that way. It has to be customer-centric. But before, we would focus on bringing in distributors. The distributors would then go and bring in other distributors. And the model was distributor-centric with a focus on duplication. What has to happen in network marketing, whether it's customer-centric or distributor-centric, duplication has to be an integral part of the model. But before, the emphasis was on bringing in distributors because that's where the money was. Even though if you had a customer, you didn't get paid as much. So who's going to go? Where are you going to go? You're going to go where you get paid the most, and that's with the distributors. So in a distributor-centric model, the focus is on distributors and very little emphasis on customers. Matter of fact, there are some companies out there a while ago that you only had to have a couple customers to get paid your residual income. Now they're increasing it. And the people that are getting hurt in that model are the folks that were there before, but they're not increasing it to the detriment that they're going to harm people unless you don't have the customers built up. And my question is, and this is a sidebar, if the distributor doesn't have enough customers and you don't pay the distributor the money they should be paid, you withhold it and keep it yourself, how is that legal? How is that right? If you get to keep the money yourself and not pay the distributor because they didn't have time to build their business the way you wanted it to, that's chicken shit. But that's just my opinion, and I'm noted for that. So back to the distributor-centric model. There's going to be a lot of companies just shifting away from the distributor-centric model, and a lot of distributors are going to get hurt. So you want to look for a company that's customer-centric. Customer-centric still focuses on duplication, but the emphasis is on the customer. When you study network marketing and you listen to the gurus out there give you information on how to build your business, the only difference is the focus ends up becoming a focus on the customer, not the distributor. In a distributor-centric model, when you bring in distributors, you make nothing. There's no focus on getting paid when you bring in distributors, or it's very little. The focus is on the customers, and that's where the lion's share of the income is paid out to the customers or for getting customers. So in a customer-centric model, you still follow the duplication process of bringing in distributors, but you also follow the duplication process of getting customers. Now, in a customer-centric model, when you bring in a distributor, some companies don't pay anything, some pay just a little bit. But all that does is expand the customer base, because when you bring in a new person and they want to make some money, they know people, and they will go out and get those people to buy the product. And then they will, and when they sell them the product, that's when everybody gets paid, when that customer buys. the product, that fuels a revenue stream, which makes sense to me because I never understood in the past why you would have more salespeople than you would customers. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, let me break it down. If you have a business and you have, you're in a strip mall, you're selling widgets or whatever it is you're selling, you want to get lots of customers. And as you start increasing your customer base, you may go out and hire a sales manager. And I've said this all along. Go back and review some of my podcasts years ago. You never want to have more sales managers than you do customers because that erodes away your money. And that's why these businesses collapse, because they're so focused on getting distributors, which I call sales managers, and they keep getting distributors. They're not expanding the customer base. There's got to be a good ratio between customers and distributors, at probably 70 or 80 or 90 to 1. Customers versus distributors, or even more. You want to have a good customer base spread out to build your business. It's a good foundation. And to have more sales managers or salespeople than you have customers makes no economic sense. And I see these companies starting up, they take off, they run out, they get a bunch of distributors, and then they crash and burn. And the reason why they crash and burn is they don't have a customer base to focus on to derive revenue. The business runs on customers, not on distributors. So when you get your customers, some customers may want to become distributors. And that's fine. Because if they see the product, they like it, they want to go out and sell it themselves, they will know that they don't get paid until they get customers. But they know that if they're going to bring their friends and their families and acquaintances and people to a product that they like, they want to derive some revenue from it. And they might at some point sign up as a distributor. Not all customers are going to be distributors, but you want to make sure that all distributors are customers. And that's not the case with the network marketing business model. A lot of times people sign up as distributors. They may be a customer for a little bit, and then they stop. So you've got an inactive distributor that's doing nothing. And they paid the money to join the business, and now they're upset. So the customer-centric business model is going to survive the test of time of the FTC. I just read the other day, I think, Casey, the FTC is expanding their labor force to start focusing in on internet businesses. You want to make sure you're protected. If you own a network marketing company, you better convert it to customer centricity quickly and do it the right way. And there's a right way and a wrong way. And if you do it the wrong way, you're going to hurt people. If you do it the right way, everybody wins. If you're setting up a network marketing business, you want to make sure it's customer centric. And we're going to be talking about customer centricity. Customer centricity stems further than just going out and getting customers. The focus is on the customer nurturing, to make sure that customer is having a grand experience. People try to do it, but in the network marketing space, a lot of times, because the focus is on the distributor, the customer takes it on the chin. That customer, if they don't like the product, they should be able to send it back anytime and get their money back. Look at Amazon. You don't like that product 30, 40, 60, 100 days, you send it back, they give you your money back. No questions asked. Amazon is a beautiful customer-centric business model. And we need that focus to be on the customer. The customer has to be number one, and not just in words, but in action. because people are getting smarter. They demand excellence, and they're sick and tired of getting ripped off. So many times people have joined a network marketing business. They've fallen in love with it, gotten caught up in the hype from the other person presenting the model to them. They go out and they talk to a few people and they go, this is junk. This is crap. I want my money back. And they can't get it back 3 or 4 months down the road. Now they've laid out $300 or $400 and it's just evaporated. But who got that? The distributor that brought them in and the company. Because those monies were used to pay the upline. That should no longer exist. The way the upline gets paid is to go out and get customers themselves. And after they do that for a bit and they find somebody in their customer base that wants to be a distributor, they bring them in and teach them how to go out and get customers. Gathering customers is a key to the customer-centric network marketing business model, with no focus on getting distributors except to expand the customer base. That's a huge departure from what's out there right now. And it's going to be a game changer in the network marketing business model. It makes sense being a customer-centric business, but a lot of companies are not going to make the transition. And a lot of the junk companies out there that are running pyramid schemes and haven't been caught are going to get shut down. It's crazy how this business has evolved. There are great companies out there, and there are great educators. There are great coaches, but there are also bad companies and bad coaches. So remember, in the customer-centric business model, and if you want to find customer-centric business models, businesses, call me. Send me an email. Ray@RaymondJewell.com. That's 2 L's in Jewel. Ray@RaymondJewell.com. And I'll help you find them. They're out there. So, what do you think, Casey? Should we wrap it up? Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and listening, and I hope you found it valuable. I want to thank everybody for downloading. We get tons of downloads all over the world. We're just blessed that you're out there listening, and hope we can give you some great information. So if you want to comment on customer centricity, just send me an email, and we'll be glad to listen. Or you could go to Twitter @RaymondJewell and leave a comment, hashtag customer centricity or customer centric, and I'll answer your questions if you have a question or a comment. Anyway, thanks for coming and listening, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, financialfreedomradio.com. Take care, and God bless you.